Hello friends and adventurers, and welcome back to Sally Cat Plays Exile 2, Crystal Souls. Today, it's time to find out what horrors might await us in the Coffin caves. Oh, hi, Nullbug. I don't like you. I would like to visit violence upon you. Looks like this place has a few nullbugs and a bunch of chitrax. You see a sight beautiful, amazing, and disturbing at the same time. There are several large, upright crystals, taller than you, each a rich, deep blue. Under the surface, you can dimly see humanoid figures. The shapes are lukewarm to the touch. Okay, so these are the coffins of the Coffin caves. This high-ceilinged chamber has 4 large cubicles in it, taking up most of the floor space. This chamber is very eerie. You keep thinking you hear whispering, but can't figure out where it's coming from. So what is this? Some sort of potentially haunted mausoleum? Chitrak larva attacks soul crystal. What? There is something called a soul crystal around here. It is alive and it is rather powerful. A large section of ceiling here has collapsed, effectively barricading these 2 doors. So we can't open them however much we want to try. Oh, this is a soul crystal. You approach the crystal and begin to feel disoriented. It takes an effort to remain standing in the face of the confusion radiation coming from the stone. I could say that is a bit of writing that needs just a little more editing, or I can giggle at the idea of confusion radiation, as opposed to heat or X-ray or other types of radiation. Who are you? Buck. There is a long pause. Buck, 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 buck! The mental noise is deafening. I. It repeats I for some time, then stops. You sense from it a momentary burst of frustration at its inability to communicate. You are answered with a burst of random images and words. Okay, then. You approach the crystal, and a light within flickers. A voice echoes inside your head, loud and stern. Approach, so I may be answered. I am Liedrabach, Vanatai Elder, and I will be answered. I wait here. I need answers now. For things are not right. I apologize. I apologize. I am not programmed with an answer for that. I sensed my people here. Not now, not recently, but before. Then I sensed them not, and sensed not the openings. The resting time should end soon. But these Vanatai have not been awakened. You feel a sharp, brief jolt of mental pain. There is a pause. You did not interfere. Leave me. This must be thought upon. As its voice fades, you hear, these Vanatai should be awakened. The voice regretfully returns to your mind, its commanding voice now tinged with notes of sorrow and worry. The time when these Vanatai should be awakened is now, but I sense no longer those who came to do the task. Hopefully, it will be done soon. Until then, I wait. Did that one just move? I didn't think crystal souls were able to move. When you approach the crystal, a voice echoes softly in your head. Visitors? At last? The voice returns. I am Rodabach. Long have I waited. I wait the end of the resting. I have contemplated much, and am ready to share again. You sense a feeling of concern coming from the crystal. You don't know of these things. There is a pause. You are not of the people. Like, but not. Another pause. I will solve this puzzle. The puzzle of how our existence will change now that you are here. Leave me. I am not at the stage where I should know you yet. Okay? The voice returns, filled with energy. These centuries of peace have been a wondrous chance of meditation. For me, but not for Chorus. I have sensed great agitation from Chorus Bach, nearby. I fear he will need much healing. That might have been the very loud and deranged Bach fellow that we saw earlier. Are you Chorus? Yes! The force of the word is agonizingly painful. It feels like your scalp constricts around your skull. Okay, I think that's the only coherent thought we're going to get from him. So... Oh, there's a Chitrak larva. I didn't actually see that. So it may not be fully clear yet, but this is not, in fact, a mausoleum full of dead Vanatai. This building is full of, let's say, hibernating Vanatai, who need to be awakened. But there seem to be some problems with that process. For instance, this building is also full of bugs, which need to die. There are two things of note in this room, besides the nullbugs. First, carved in the floor in the center of the chamber is a ring of carefully shaped glyphs. Second, you find many fragments of thick blue sheets of a material like crystal, or glass, some as big as your hand. Oh, I hope those shards aren't from broken coffins. Oh, I've been webbed. And they're all in an anti-magic field. I do not like this. But yeah, I suspect that having a coffin violently cracked open is not the correct way to awaken a Vanatai. That seems like it would end badly. Just like what I'm about to do to your face. Oh, I can't see through the crystal coffin thingy. You see before you an enormous room, filled with row upon row of the blue, coffin-like things. Each contains several frozen bodies. Oh, several, I thought it was just one per. From deep within the forest of crystals, you hear the rhythmic chittering of insect mandibles. Time for a little extermination service. That is indeed a bunch of bugs. Who's got the scrolls I picked up earlier? Scorn has a scroll of kill, and a bunch of razor discs. Morwen has a wand of fireballs that I keep entirely forgetting about. And Telemaine has scrolls of Icebolt and Shockstorm. Shockstorm. Okay, so there's a difference between Shockstorm, which is a level 5 spell, and Shockwave, which is level 7. Let's consult the library and see what Shockstorm will do. Let's take a minute to slowly scroll through all of the spells until we get to level 5. And then back because I went too far. Yeah. Creates a large sphere of force walls. Well, that is decidedly less fun than Shockwave. Might actually give that one to Morwen to give her a good field spell. Okay, can't cast directly on the coffin. Yes! Oh, that is a rare thing indeed to kill a nullbug with magic. Cimmerine is too webbed to move. That's no good. So how about that scroll? Let's put a shockwave over here. Well, at least I did kill one thing with it. And because I used an item, I still have one more action point. Which I'm going to use to do absolutely nothing this time. Ah, yes. Things don't like to move when they're surrounded by damaging fields. They do occasionally like to move directly into my spear. Which very rarely ends well for them. You'd think they'd learn. But they don't, 'cause they're dead. I'll destroy a wall here just to move around a little more easily. Because I see potions and I want to get them. You find a victim of the insect hordes, the heavily picked-over corpse of Ivanatai. A brief search reveals nothing in the way of treasure. There is one interesting thing, though. A scrap of paper with odd markings. Oh no. Well, we found out what happened to the Vanatai who were sent to awaken this place. This area got infested by Chitrax, and unfortunately, they were not able to deal with them. Death by giant bug. How horrible. This room has a huge table, possibly for meetings or feasts. It is surrounded by the moldering remains of Vanatai chairs. Well, I guess that's better than being surrounded by the moldering remains of Vanatai. We, a club. And some null magic fields. Ow. I was so scared for a moment that one of my party members died because I saw stuff had been dropped. And I can't cast in an anti-magic field, of course. I really hate these bugs. I really hate these bugs. I feel like I should give Scorn some 3rd level and maybe even 4th level priest spells at some point. Finally, all of you are dead! This once peaceful chamber has been turned by the insects into a charnel house. A band of Vanatai made their last stand against the bugs here. It didn't work out. One body in the corner seems to be holding something under it. You investigate, and find a scrap of paper with odd markings. Another one. Okay, I would like to not die, please. Ooh, Wave Blade. Fancy. And I might need to do some serious inventory management here, because 4 out of 6 of my party members are kind of full. like you, sir. Webbing me through a window. Who even does that? A soul crystal versus a chitrak larva. I think I know who's going to win that one. A little more that I haven't seen. Oh, hello, barriers. Can't walk through these. Time for energy potion. And let's look at the scrap of paper while we're here. This is what the scrap looks like. The words don't make any sense to you. Various symbols. Ooh, fancies. This box contains bits of blue material, empty containers, and bizarre tools, the uses of which you cannot imagine. Nothing valuable, though. Same message. Are all of the boxes going to say the same thing? Below a variety of strange tools, you find some sort of ceremonial necklace. Sometimes it pays to search all the tiles. And that's just more swamp. Totally worth the 8 spell points. You are at the rear entrance to a raised room, looking out over the forest of crystals. Just inside this entryway, narrow stairways climb north and south. A single word has been carved here. You can't understand it. Yeah, this is one of a few areas that really works a little bit better in the more 3D isometric graphics of later games. These markings seem to be lists of something. A roster? Directions? Doesn't matter. You can't make out a word of it. There is a control panel here, with a perfect view over the huge crystals below. The panel has a large gray button, a heavy iron wheel, and a lever. To use the controls, enter a line of B's, W's, and L's for button, wheel, and lever, one after the other with no spaces. For example, to press the button twice, then the wheel, and then the lever, enter BBWL. Okay. Let's change it up a bit and do wheel, lever, button, button. What does that do? Nothing. Let's look at this scrap of paper that the Vanatai brought with them. Seems like it might just be important. So the words don't make any sense, but there are symbols that could conceivably be a wheel, a lever, and a button. And this is the bottom half of a sheet of paper. And Trouble has the other half. So the proper sequence should be button, lever, wheel, lever, button. Button, lever, wheel, lever, button. When you push the button a second time, you begin to hear a ringing sound. It starts softly at first, then grows in intensity. The crystals below begin to vibrate with it, adding new voices to the song. Then, when you start to think the sound is going to deafen you, it ends. The crystals have changed color slightly. and you think you occasionally see motion from inside them. You wait for something else to happen, or for someone to emerge. You wait and wait. It eventually becomes clear that nothing is going to happen for some time. You may well have to leave them to fend for themselves when they emerge. You have your own mission to accomplish. At least the dead Vanitai's quest was finally completed. They might be okay. They've got the crystal souls, and the crystal souls have some powerful magic at their disposal. 2 out of 3 of them are even pretty sane. You think we should go help that one out? Crystal Soul might not need the help by the time we actually get over there. Okay, so you are Rhoda. Okay, Rhoda has got her own thoughts to deal with. Okay, the time when these Vanitai should be awakened is now, but I sense no longer those who came to do the task, 'cause they did. Hopefully it will be done soon. Until then, I wait. Okay, unfortunately this is another area where the Avernum remakes actually acknowledge that you did something here. Exile 2, maybe. Maybe later. If we've tripped any plot flags, it won't come up until a bit later. So that was quite the experience. I'm going to rest up here and continue our explorations in the next episode. Have a good one, everybody.